So in my last tutorial, we did something very similar to this, but I wanted to kind of step outside of the box and do something a little bit different with this stripe down the center and doing something different for the little island look. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's wake up, prep these tumblers, and slay all day. Let's do this. So I am thinking forward about doing our wood grain look, and I went ahead and spray painted my tumbler just this very light beige color, or you could do brown, light brown, whatever you have on hand. It's really going to help out once we go to do our wood grain look. But the first thing we want to do is paint the center where our ocean look is going to be, so that way it all kind of blends together and we know where to stop with our wood grain. So I'm going to take just some basic blue acrylic paint. Now I'm just going to eyeball the center where I want it to be. If you want to be more technical, you could obviously like do a line up, around, and to the other side, so that way it's more even for you. But I'm just going to go with the flow here. You know what I'm saying? So just paint your stripe as big as you would like it. And then you're simply just going to connect it through the bottom and then around to the other side. And then we'll set that off to the side and let that dry. For the wood grain, I'm using my tried and true, my 2-inch chip brush and Teakwood alcohol inks by Tim Holtz. Now I usually start with the handle first, but for some reason I just wanted to start next to the water first. So that's what I'm gonna do. You pretty much wanna take your alcohol ink, run a bead of it from the top to the very bottom. You're gonna take your chip brush and do that swishing, sweeping back and forth motion until it's dry. But if you've worked with alcohol inks, you know that they dry very fast. So you have to move kind of quick with it or they will dry on you. So that's all you want to do is just continue on with the line right next to it, doing again that sweeping motion back and forth, and continue your lines right next to each other fully around your tumbler. Well, not fully, not in the water area. Don't do it in the water area. Okay, all right. Also, don't be afraid to get that bit of ink in the water because, again, it'll just add to that look and kind of look like maybe it's shining through. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to get it on the blue. To finish up the bottom, we're just going to take a bit of our ink again and just put it right next to our water and do the same thing where we swish it back and forth and just help it blend in evenly throughout the sides and the bottom, and there you go. You have that fully wrapped in a wood grain look. Before we move on to the next step, it is crucial that you give it a coating of spray sealer. I highly recommend Rust-Oleum 2-Time Ultra. It works amazing. Because your alcohol inks will be reactivated whenever we go to put the mica powders and epoxy on, so we don't want that, so spray sealant will definitely help out that issue. I have about 30 milliliters of epoxy. I'm just going to divvy off probably about 5 mLs in one little dish for the white that we need, and then probably about 5 to 10-ish mLs into the other container for the mica powder or the blue that we need. So, and the rest of it we are going to go ahead and apply right now. So I'll just take that left over and I'm going to fully coat it in that clear epoxy. Now into my little container with the 5 to 10 mLs, because we need a bit more of this because this is going to be our water area. I'm just going to take some blue mica powder. Whatever you have on hand will work just fine. Or you could use acrylic paint, or you could use epoxy dye. Again, whatever you have on hand. And into our last little container with our clear epoxy, we're going to put a dab of white acrylic paint. Now we are going to take our gloved finger and we are going to take our blue mica powder and rub that around in the center where we want our water look to be. Now taking our white mixture, we are going to take our popsicle stick and we are going to drizzle it along where our coastline or shoreline is going to be. You've seen, I let it dip up into the wood. No, I'm not bothered by that because it'll add to the look. I'm also getting that white in the center as well, so that way, again, we get more of that wave action all throughout the center. This next part is very crucial because we want it to move a bit, but we don't want it to move too much. I don't want to use a huge heating source, so I'm actually using a little barbecue lighter. And what I'm doing is I am turning it on and then turning it off very quickly. I'm just tapping very quickly on my waterline area, so it gives it just a bit of a shift, and then I back away from that area so it doesn't shift too much. So again, you don't want to use a huge heating source. You don't want to use your big torch. You don't want to use your hair dryer, just a very small barbecue torch like I'm using here, and just quickly turn it on and off. As you want to turn it off as soon as it starts to shift just a little bit, and then move on to your next area. After I got everything moving around just a tad, I'm going to take it off of my turner and hold it until I can visually see everything dragging down. And then I will do the same where I flip it back up and make sure I can visually see everything dragging back down in the opposite direction. So it starts to give it that swirly, twirly ocean look. If it's not shifting enough for you, take your little torch and again, quickly hit it and move on. Let it just move it just ever so gently to help you out, and then turn it back off. So there we go. And then after you are done doing that, you're going to go ahead and let that cure on your turner. And if you need to, go ahead and apply another coating of epoxy over top of this before we move on to the next step, or you can just move on to the next step if you want to. So this is for a family member, and I know they love their animals, and so that's why I'm doing paw prints, but you guys could do anything you want, anything that's solid. You could do a state, there's lots of states. Michigan would be cool to do. Florida is all about California. There's a lot of states that have a lot to do with Hawaii. You could do that. I mean, in any shape you want too. So anything that's solid that you could run these beads of puffy paint around to make it look like an island in the water, absolutely. All right, I got my little paw prints applied. I got my puffy paint. I got a brush. I got a Q-tip. I have a paper towel. I have some rubbing alcohol, and we're ready to go. Starting with my paw prints, I'm going to run a bead of that puffy paint completely around the outside of my print. Then I will take my brush and I'm just going to grab like the center of where that puffy paint's at and just drag a portion of it back just like so. Once I do that completely around my print, I'm going to take my Q-tip that I drenched in my rubbing alcohol. You want it to have like a watery look to it. And I'm going to pounce around that perimeter, blending out that white. And it's just going to make it look more like it's bursting in the water. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. It just really makes it look a lot more natural, and it really does make it look like water around an island. And then I'm going to go ahead and do all of my paw prints in the same fashion. If you don't trust yourself to not accidentally touch what you've just done, I suggest going ahead and letting it dry overnight so that way you don't accidentally smudge it. But if you're crazy like me, you're gonna go ahead and move on right after you get done with the paw prints, finishing up the rest of it. So just like the paw prints, we're going to run our line of wave along the edge there, right where we want it. We are going to take our brush and pull it back however far we need to, and then we will take our Q-tip and blend that out, giving it that watery wave crashing look. Now, once you have this all finished up, you're going to set that off to the side and you're going to let it dry for a few days. You want it to dry for a few days because you don't want it to be wet when you go to put epoxy over it. If it's still wet, it could make your epoxy kind of cloudy. So if you have that issue, it's probably because this wasn't dry fully. So make sure it's dry fully, get its last few finishing coats of epoxy, and she is ready to go. Whether you take this design and duplicate it as is, or you take it and let it inspire you to create something that is completely your own, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial today. Again, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.